What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I am hyped. I am excited because we just had the FFG in-flight report from PAX Unplugged, and we had the proper reveal of A Lawless Time. Yes, I am well aware that we technically knew this set was coming. We had the name from the Galactic Championships, but now we actually know about the set, and I am hyped. And look, I've got a lot of actual cards to show you. There's a lot of stuff going on that we know concretely. We know the leader pairings for those Twin Sun decks that we'll mention at the end. But we need to start off with the fact that Podracing confirmed. Podracing Sebulba's pod was shown in the reveal trailer. And not only that, but if you have a look at the game-genic accessories for A Lawless Time, have a look. Have a look at that fourth playmat hiding at the back. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a Podracing playmat. Podracing is the one thing which I have been begging for in Star Wars Unlimited since the beginning, and now it is actually coming. How and in what form, I don't know any of this, but it's coming, and that makes me very, very happy. Now, we do have a confirmed release date of the 13th of March, the day before my son's birthday, which is good. I can get A Lawless Time out of my system and then pay him attention on his birthday. Nice. And we have a whole bunch of new cards, including the Spotlight Leader decks, which are going to be focused around Jabba the Hutt and Leia Organa. But you may notice this is Leia, someone who loves you, in the Bounty Hunter getup. We were shown a lot of Return of the Jedi in the reveal trailer. If we have a look at the key art, we see Return of the Jedi. Now, we also see a bunch of Rogue One, and we see young Lando, although we got a card of old Lando from Jedi as well. But the point is, lots of Jedi, and then there's some Rogue One and all of that as well. The set basically is themed around rule breakers. Nice. So I'm going to start with Jabba the Hutt here because this is a leader about which I am very, very excited. And to be clear, these were confirmed as the Spotlight Leader decks. So Jabba is cunning and villainy, and on the leader side, you can pay 1, exhaust, to return a friendly underworld unit to the owner's hand and create a credit token. What's a credit token? It is a delayed resource. It is a token which goes down on the field, and when using resources, you can defeat it to pay 1 less. It is a resource to use, but it doesn't count towards, for instance, deploying your leader. It doesn't count in terms of you have 6 resources, but it can be used to lower the cost of something by a resource. That seems good. When you deploy, you're a free 9, and as an action, you can play an underworld unit from your hand. But if you defeated a credit while paying for it, that unit gains ambush for the phase. You'll notice that that doesn't say that you have to exhaust Jabba. It doesn't say that you have to limit once per turn or anything like that. So yeah, you can just get a bunch of credits out and then ambush a bunch of stuff with Jabba. Bearing in mind, Cunning has the best ambushers generally. I already am in love with his leader. I'm sure there are going to be other leaders in the set I like. Right now, I'm in love with Jabba the Hutt, and I don't care who knows it. But we got some other cards to have a look at here, like, for instance, Salacious Crumb. 1 cost. Again, we got Villainy Cunning. It's a 0-2, but it does have Raid 2, so when you're attacking, it's very useful. But if you control Jabba the Hutt, it enters play ready. This is a 1 cost that when attacking is a 2 power that enters play ready, which is better than ambush because you can attack bases as well. And then it's a 1 cost and it enters play ready. So there's no real downside for this bumping to your hand to use Jabba's leader side skill. Adore this card. Also, Unmarked Credit's fun little card. It's a 1 cost Cunning. It creates a credit token. But of course, you're paying 1 to create a credit, which is a resource. But what you're really doing is just, I've got 1 resource left. I've got nothing to do with it this turn. Oh, hang on a second, I can create a credit token and essentially have that waiting there. Save it for a future turn, which you generally can't do, which is awesome. But we were also shown a rather nice base here, the Great Pit of Qui-Gonn. It is a 27 health command base, and it's got an epic action: discard a unit from your hand, but search your deck for a card named the Sarlacc of Qui-Gonn, reveal it and draw it. And the Sarlacc of Qui-Gonn is an 8-cost 8/8, but on attack you put a unit from your discard pile on the bottom of your deck and deal damage equal to that unit's power to an enemy ground unit. And bearing in mind the epic action discards a unit from your hand, so if you haven't already got a high power unit in your discard, well, you can get it in there using your base. This is a phenomenal combo, and it is an 8 cost, but remember, if you're creating credit tokens, you can play this out for like 5 resources and 3 credits, as an example. Now, it doesn't have the Underworld trait, but if there's a way to give it the trait, and the reveal article suggests there might be, yeah, it will come in with Ambush as well. We've also got Jabba's Rancor, a 7-cost cunning villainy 7/7 with hidden, and on attack, an opponent chooses a ground unit they control, and you deal 7 damage to that unit. There's not that many units out there that can take 7 damage. This is going to defeat a unit a lot. And this does have the Underworld trait, so if you play this using Jabba's unit side, yes, it will come in with Ambush. I love the Jabba cards. But Leia's kind of interesting as well. On the leader side, you can pay 2 and exhaust, and give a unit 1/1 for each different aspect that it has. Yeah, we're going to get into that more in a minute. Oh, I should say it's command heroism. We then got a 2/2 on deploy, which is terrible. You've got overwhelm, but when deployed, you choose a unit and give an experience token to that unit for each different aspect among units you control. Yeah, basically, Leia is trying to make you play lots of different aspects, more than the 3 you normally would, which is where things get very interesting. So we've got things like Han Solo, a 1-cost Vigilance Command. Yes, that's weird. Up till now, units have had up to 1 of heroism and villainy, and 1 of the other 4 aspects. This has 2 of the other 4 aspects. That's kind of wild. Also, you'll notice this is very much Han Solo just out of the Carbonite in Return of the Jedi. This set is going heavy on Return of the Jedi. We've got a 1-cost 1/1, but shielded, and on attack, you give an experience token to this unit. But also, remember how Leia on both sides can really boost up characters, units like this? Yes. We got R2 that is command heroism. It's a 1/3, and when played, search the top 5 cards of your deck for a unit that shares an aspect with any friendly unit and draw it. And then we got Jaunty Light Freighter, a 4-cost 1/1, which sounds terrible and is, but when played, you give an experience token to this unit for each different aspect among units you control. And then, of course, you bring in Leia, and this becomes a much, much beefier unit very, very quickly. And, of course, we have a base to look at here. It is Daimyo's Palace, literally Jabba's Palace, which, again, makes sense with this version of Leia. And we got an epic action that lets you play a card from your hand, ignoring 1 of its generic aspect penalties, that being vigilance, command, aggression, or cunning. Not heroism or villainy, but the other 4. And it does actually say in the reveal article that the generic bases in the set are going to have this, which is kind of awesome, honestly, because then you can go for whatever aspect you like and still get this really fun epic action. But it literally says in the reveal article, like all common bases in this set, the epic action does blah, blah, blah. So all the common bases are going to do this, just like in Legends of the Force, they all let you create the Force when a Force user attacked. Now, we've also got some other cards to look at quickly here. Leia's Disguise is a 2-cost Heroism Vigilance. It gives +2/+2 when attached to a non-vehicle. and it gives the Underworld trait. The problem is, yes, you can give this to Sarlacc, and then it's, or anything from Jabba's deck, and then it's an Underworld card, so it gains Ambush, but it's heroism, and not even the bases will remove the aspect penalty for heroism, so I'm not sure it's going to work. I'm hoping there's something better. But also, when played, if attached unit is Leia Organa, give a shield token to a friendly unit. Does not have to be Leia. Yeah, this sounds awesome. And you can already see some of the combos coming around with Leia's deck here, with so many ways to boost up based on aspects. Now we're giving shields. I love it. We've also got Zebarelios here. Now this is a 5-cost 4/4, but it's vigilance and aggression and heroism, triple aspect. Love it. It's also got Sentinel, and when played you may deal 3 damage to a ground unit, but if you control command or cunning, i.e. one of the aspects that Zeb doesn't have, you may deal 5 damage to a ground unit instead. You are being incentivized to play around with as many different aspects as you can reasonably do. They are trying to make us make different kinds of decks, and I'm sorry, I can't get too excited about Leia, because all of my excitement is going towards Jabba right now, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, what if there's a pod racing leader? Because I don't care how good or bad that is, I'm playing it. If you tell me I can make a pod racing deck, guarantee you I'm playing this. But yeah, this is fun. Now, there were other cards revealed in the trailer and the live stream other than in the reveal article. Don't worry, I've scrubbed through the trailer so I can show you all of them. For instance, we were shown Hondo Anaka, who had to be in this set, let's be honest. And what we got here is a 5-cost, and again, we've got Cunning Vigilance, no heroism, no villainy. And it's a 3/7, and it just lets you look at the top card of your deck at any time. You can always know what the top card of your deck is, which is invaluable. Oh, also it's got an action that lets you just play the top card of your deck once per round. Paying its cost, of course. But the point is, it basically gives you +1 card in hand, because you know what the top card of your deck is and you can play it, but your opponent can't really go after it with hand disruption, so that's a huge, huge bonus. Love it. What else did we see? We saw a new Qui-Gonn, and Qui-Gonn's just cunning, so I can play him in my Jabba deck. I love Qui-Gonn Jinn. 4-cost 3/5 with Sentinel, and when played and on attack, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and you may discard one of them and put the rest back on top in any order. Do remember that this would give you a nice way to discard a high power card for when the Sarlacc of Carkoon comes out, as an example. But it's also just phenomenal for consistency, and I love that it's Qui-Gonn influencing chance. This is, of course, the part in episode 1 where he manipulates the chance cube when he's betting with Watto, and you are manipulating the top of your deck and the chance of what you're going to draw. Whoever designed this card absolutely nailed it, and I think they deserve a crisp high five for doing so. We were shown Han's Golden Dice, a 1-cost Cunning Heroism upgrade, and the attached unit gains on attack, discard a card from your deck. If its cost is odd, create a credit token. Of course, you could just play odd cards, and then you'd always get your credit token. As an example, we were shown Return of the Jedi Lando Calrissian, a Vigilance Heroism 5-cost 4/5 with Sentinel, and when it's defending, the attacker gets -1. It's fine. It's there. We were shown Boba Fett and Dr. Aphra at the same time, and Boba Fett is a 5-cost Cunning Villainy, 6/5, and when played and on attack, you can pay 1 to deal 3 damage to a ground unit. I adore this. I love what I like to phrase cheeky damage. This fits nicely. And yes, it's Underworld, so yes, it can come in with Ambush from Jabba. Dr. Aphra is a 4-cost Aggression 4/5, and on attack you discard 3 cards from your deck and return an Underworld card discarded this way to your hand. It's a draw 1, but it also kind of wrecks your deck a little bit, You may end up discarding cards you don't want to discard, but you do get a really nice draw one of the top 3 as long as one's Underworld, so do it cautiously, but I think it could be fun. So those are all the cards that were revealed. Here's a quick look at the product release timeline. We got A Lawless Time, Ashes of the Empire, and Homeworlds. That's what we knew, that's all to be expected. We've also got 4 Twin Suns decks coming in spring 2026, and these are 4 decks specifically made for Twin Suns with 2 exclusive leaders. And we know what the pairings are. So we've got Against the Odds, featuring Ahsoka Tano and Captain Rex. We've got Aggressive Negotiation, featuring Anakin and Padme from Episode 2. We got Master and Apprentice of Asajj Ventress and Count Dooku. And then Blood Brothers, featuring Darth Maul and Savage Opress. And I do love me a good Maul leader. Maul's getting another leader. I hope it's good, frankly. And then we got one more thing on the product timeline. It's Icons in fall 2026. This is an extra set, a mini set, and basically it says they're going back to core game mechanics. It's designed to be very good for new players, and as the name suggests, it really does focus in on the icons of Star Wars. You're not going to find pod racing in there. You're not going to find Dr. Aphra or Cal Kestis or anything like that. There's going to be lots of the icons. Also, side note, I've predicted this before, but let me say it now. I'm still saying that A Lawless Time is going to have Kay Vessin from Star Wars Outlaws. Just saying it now. I think I'm going to be proved right later. But we got a lot of very nice new cards. We've got a leader I'm absolutely in love with. We've got pod racing confirmed. We've got extra products in addition to our free sets. I am so hyped for the next year of Star Wars Unlimited. But I've told you everything we know for now. So now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you're excited about. Tell me what your predictions are. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Good us. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Star Wars Unlimited and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.